Buenas noches a todos. Le quiero dar la bienvenida a todos ustedes que llegaron aquí, de Nueva York, de Puerto Rico, de cualquier sitio que llegaron que no sea de Chicago. Let me welcome you all here tonight. I want to thank all of you who have come here from places that are outside of Chicago. I think that it is an honor for us to have you here, especially celebrating history. Celebrating the history that's been created by people throughout the United States and in Puerto Rico. For me, my name is Billy Ocasio. I'm the director here at the Institute of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. I just want to say that it is such a great honor to have Hunter College and all of its folks here today with this new project of 100 Puerto Ricans. We can look at our communities, and I'm sure we could come up with thousands of people who have have contributed to the Puerto Rican people and to our community. But yet you've taken it on, and you've taken it on in a way that is going to lift our people up, that is going to make others look at us and say, look, they are inventors, they are historians, they are artists, they are the leaders, just like everyone else. I mean, we celebrated Martin Luther King yesterday, but you know, we have a whole lot of Martin Luther Kings here in our community. Hay muchos reverendos, hay muchos líderes de la comunidad que han hecho la diferencia para nuestra gente. And I say that because even here in Chicago, you know, there were times where as little kids, and our parents will walk us to a store, and we would say, you know, papi, but aren't we just going to get milk? Sí, pero allá la venden más barata. And it wasn't that it was cheaper. It wasn't that it was cheaper, it's that we just couldn't go into that store. And so we had to walk a little bit further in order to get what we needed for our people and for our families. So there was a lot of struggling, a lot of sacrifices that have taken place in our communities, and here you are celebrating, and I want to take my hat off to you for coming up with this idea, for doing this throughout the United States. There are people who have sacrificed in a way that has brought our children to where we are at today. When Puerto Ricans came here, mostly to work at the steel mills, a lot of our parents came here, a lot of our fathers came here, and they went to work at the steel mills. And people didn't know, but at those steel mills, they had these little camps, and you could not leave those camps. You left those camps, and you got beat up. That's the way it was. And people just don't remember that history. I mean, we talk about the Mexican immigrants, but we were immigrants back then. We got treated the same way every other immigrant here gets treated now. We were. And so, you know, it's an honor for me to be here, because when we erected those Puerto Rican flags on Division Street, we dedicated them to all those Puerto Ricans who sweat and who died at the steel mills of this state and this city. So again, my hat is off to you for recognizing everything that our people have done. Que viva Puerto Rico.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Evelyn Meléndez, soy el director del Centro de Estudios Puertorriqueños. Es un gran honor estar aquí con ustedes. Esto se me va a caer aquí, pero voy a hacer lo mejor que pueda. En todo caso, I'm going to switch to English because I know there are some people in the audience that will not understand too well this Spanish. So in any case, my name is Evelyn Melendez. I'm the director of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies. We're at Hunter College, CUNY in New York City. And our mission is to partly preserve the history of the Puerto Rican community in the United States, but it's also about understanding the reality of Puerto Ricans today to affect our understanding so that we can promote social change. We have a purpose. We might be a think tank, but we're not an ivory tower. We like to bring knowledge to affect social change. So part of what we're doing here tonight, 40 years after Centro was created in 1973, is to honor those that struggle to make us happen. We came out of the open admissions movement in New York. We came out of the sweat and the struggle of Puerto Rican students who wanted to have access to higher education. We followed the steps of the struggle for bilingual education in New York City, and we carry that mission with us. We have to be honest. We have to be trustful to those who came before us. So tonight, 40 years after we were created, we figure we have over 250 collections in our archives. We have over 50 organizations, and we have over 200 individuals, including some of the greatest Puerto Ricans on earth, that passed through and they left a legacy for all Puerto Ricans to embrace and to honor, including Pura Belprea and Fran Bonilla and Richie Perez, and I can go on and on with the list. Very important people in our history. And the reality is that when we look at what we hold, it's not representative of who we are, because the Puerto Rican diaspora over the last 40 years has dispersed all over the United States. Today, there are 800,000 Puerto Ricans in Central Florida, okay? That means that in a few years, probably by the next census in 2020, okay, there will be more Puerto Ricans in the state of Florida than they are in the state of New York, the whole state of New York. And those changes need to be captured by our archives, okay? So we are here humbled by what you have done in Chicago. And Chicago's story, with all as magnificent as it is, I took a tour, many years after I came last to Chicago with José, and walking through that corridor, El Paseo Boricua, it's just amazing the kind of things that you have here. I can tell you, we don't come even close in New York City to what we have. We have many elected officials, right? But when it comes to historical preservation, when it comes to valuing cultural heritage, I think you are at the forefront of what the Puerto Rican community in the United States is doing. We have to learn from you. We tip our hat to you. But it's a story that is not fully shared with all the Puerto Ricans in the United States. We have to begin tonight with these 16 individuals who are committing to donate their papers to the Centro archives. What does that mean? What that means is that these people are making a commitment to work with the Center for Puerto Rican Studies to preserve the legacy of those pioneers in the Chicago community that made everything that is around, representing our heritage and our culture, possible. Okay? Those stories are going to be lost if we don't recover them. Okay? They're going to be lost because people move back to Puerto Rico, because people lose their memories, because the papers are lost. And we cannot allow that to happen to that collective memory that this group of people represent. I think it's very important that we honor them by collecting their stories. But that step, which is very important, which is that they are tonight making a commitment to all of us to share their life histories with us, is just the first step. Then comes the hard work. And the hard work is that we have teams in Centro, and we would like to find people here at the local level. Please talk to me if you know those people who can take their oral histories. We are academics. We just don't ask people to tell stories. We have protocols where we examine where they come from, when we examine the connections that they have to other people. Those angels that help them pull through high school and getting work and all that stuff. So we want them to tell the story as they feel it. So when we get their papers, the only people interpreting those papers is themselves. Okay, telling their story as they feel it. Whether they had to work a little longer to get the milk for the family, or whether they feel that they were helped by others to get to college and what have you. So that first step is very important, but it's not by any means the last step. Then comes another part of the hard work. After we collect those oral histories and we collect those papers, you have to organize them. You have to make them available to everybody else. And the Center for Puerto Rican Studies is honored to be the hub for those stories. We're collecting in Florida. We had these similar events in Washington, D.C. I'm going to Worcester and then Philadelphia, and then with the same team trying to spread the word about how is this important? Why is this important? Why is it that we need to make an effort to make the story, the Chicago story, known to the people in Florida. Yes, there are a lot of recent arrivals. They don't have an idea that this is possible. A museum, go figure. Okay? They need to understand that in the Central Library and Archives, they have a depository of what our heritage is, that they can go, and those people are going to be in the company of other great people that came before them, and other great people that will come after them, and they will learn from them, and there will be scholars and young people that study what they did and their legacy. But the hard work doesn't stop there. We have to transfer, convert all that experience, all that knowledge that we get from our elders into educational products. Okay, we need to make it accessible to the new generations, to teachers, to use it in the classroom. So if you look around, we just brought one of the examples. There are other brochures of what the type of things that we do. But we have a press. We just published the memoirs for Gilberto Herrera Valentin. We just published, Gilberto Herrera Valentin was a pioneer in New York City, a councilman, a revolutionary, a labor leader, and so on and so forth. He's still alive, 97 years old. But that story was going to be lost unless we work with him to recover that story. We published another book on Pura del Pre, a pioneer after whom the Pura del Pre Award is given to those who excel in children's literature by the Librarian Association in the United States. So in other words, just collecting, just disseminating is not enough. We have to construct knowledge with that. We have to have educational tools, teaching guides for that chronology that you see in the back, so that teachers in high school, so that teachers in college can use it, that can go to our website and make the connections to those 250 collections plus the 100 that we're adding. Okay? And those 100 that we're adding will be representative of a true Puerto Rican story, the one that is comprehensive, from Florida to Chicago to Hawaii to New York to Boston and all the places where our diaspora is spread. I have to say, I'm very thankful to all of you who have made this event possible. First of all, to those of you who are here tonight, visiting from Jayuya y Dios sabe dónde más, visiting and here with us tonight, sharing this memorable event. I really like to extend my deepest possible, I'm so grateful to Jose for helping us, lending a hand to put this event together and have access to Chicago pioneers, to Militza Pagan, who actually helped us with all the logistics of this, certainly to Billy Ocasio for lending this place and for arranging for, food and everything. It's beautiful, okay? But we have two staff that I like to thank. Melissa, she's actually, she's the one who's going to put a lot of you to work, all the honorees, because we have a lot to do with you. We're starting tonight, but she wants to record a little bit of that. Why? Because we want to put all those, a little bit of a teaser until we collect the documents and we have a chance to organize them. And we're going to put on our website the Chicago story. And it's going to start with the oral histories, and then we're going to add documents, and then we're going to add other things that we can do. And finally to Roseni, who's going to inherit Roseni Plaza, is Centro's Affinity Events Coordinator. It's called Affinity because we share a mission. And she has gone around the country trying to put these things together. We have a bunch of other people working in New York. We can't abandon New York. But in any case, this team of people have made this night possible. I'm so grateful to you all, and I hope that that we can continue enjoying the night. And now comes the most important part, the honoring of those people who are joining the 100 Puerto Ricans, who are joining that family of pioneers that tell the story about the Puerto Rican nation in the United States. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Roseni Plaza, and thank you, Edwin. That was a lovely speech about our Center for Puerto Rican Studies. This is the moment where we're actually going to ask the 100s from Chicago to stand up, and we're going to pin you with the 100 Puerto Ricans pin, and we're also going to give you an award certificate So I'm going to start in the order of the program, which is right here. Unfortunately, I don't know everyone, and I hope everyone is here, but you'll let me know. The first person that we would like to honor tonight is Jaime Delgado. And Jaime Delgado is the project director in Humboldt Park for the Diabetes Prevention Project. So here's your certificate. And I'm going to pin you. I hope I don't mess up your guayabera.
Es for your cause. Quiere que te ayude con el certificado.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, at the end, we're going to ask for a photo op for everyone at the same time. Okay. So the next person, yes, they're in order. The next person is Wilfredo De Jesús, who is a pastor in the New Life Covenant. Is Wilfredo here tonight?
No, but he's representative.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Veronica Ocasio.
Okay. 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 So I won't pin you, but I'll give you the pin on. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. The next person is Evelyn Sánchez Figueroa, who is from Nacopra, Chicago. Okay, but you're going to represent her. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to give the pin to you. I also have something you can put it in. Very well. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. The next person we're going to honor is Hilda Frontany. And Hilda is our community leader here in Chicago. And I'm going to pin you. The next person is Dr. Aida Giachello from the Mental Public Health, Northwestern University. And I'm going to pin you. Sure. Okay. It's going to be a little hard. There we go. Put it right. Thank you. Okay. The next person is Antonio Irizarry, a community leader. And Mr. Irizarry would like to say a few words. So. Yeah.
Yo quiero agradecer al estudio, al Centro de Estudio de Hunter College por tener esta gran iniciativa al nivel nacional. Pero yo estoy impresionado porque esta nominación vino de una persona que yo no esperaba. Una persona que diferenciamos en ideales, pero nos respetamos como líderes, como personas que están contribuyendo enormemente. Y una de esas contribuciones se ve claramente aquí. Me refiero a José López. Gracias, José, por haberme nominado. Pero aquí se dijo que se está haciendo historia. Y esa es la verdadera realidad. ¿Quién diría que años atrás pudieran estar aquí individuos unidos por esta forma de ustedes trabajar? Y eso es lo que debemos tener, unidad. Sin unidad no se logra nada. La unidad que se logró para el primer desfile fue lo que hizo grandes cambios para que las agencias públicas y privadas prestaran atención a las necesidades de nosotros los puertorriqueños. Y como si todo estuviera planeado, no solo eso, surge la parada, sino que un tremendo motín por una brutalidad de la policía más. Y eso creó el gran cambio. Por eso tenemos muchos profesionales, educadores, policías en altos puestos. ¿Por qué? Porque el primer desfile fue un desfile de unidad. Y hoy día estamos empezando a ver otra vez la unidad necesaria. Y te lo agradezco a todos que están aquí, porque debemos seguir con ese espíritu, el espíritu de unidad puertorriqueña. Gracias a ustedes.
Okay, our next honoree, and thank you, Mr. Irizarry, that was beautiful. Our next honoree will be Rubio, who is a composer. Now I'm just going to pin you. We have a lovely pin already, so I'm happy to put it on.
Ray, could you turn around and face the cameras?
Ahorita vamos a llamar al grupo entero para
coger una foto.
Déjame decir dos palabras nada más. Quiero decir dos palabras nada más. Después de esa oratoria de Tony, yo no me atrevo a hablar.
Okay, our next honoree will be Aida López, trustee from the University of Illinois.
La hija de Graciano.
Our next honoree is Dr. José E. López, the founder of the Puerto Rican Cultural Center here in Chicago. Don't want to leave without anything. The next honoree is Pablo Medina, Director of Intergroup Relations in Chicago, Commission on Human Relations.
Oh, yeah.
Is Pablo Medina here with us tonight?
He was here a few minutes ago. No?
Okay.
We'll do 11.
Okay, we'll reserve his for later. Okay. The next one is Roberto Medina, Union Leader. The next honoree is Peter Muntaner Sr. Is Peter with us? Okay. The next one will be Mirta Ramírez, founder of Aspira in Chicago. Mirta? Okay, we'll keep going. The next one is Roberto Rivera Rodríguez, student
Vivan los Borinqueniers.
And the next one is Ronaldo Sanabrias, inventor.
You look much too young.
His grandson.
Okay.
Much too young. Wow.
And last but not least is Ray Vázquez, the Chicago Department of Human Services. Okay, one more thing. We are filming today's event. It's being live streamed on our website right now. We have a sign-in sheet that we really need you all to sign so that it's giving us consensus for using the video and your images. So those sign-in sheets are right over there. If you can just remember to sign your name. And thank you all very much for coming and for being part of this celebration. We have one more person. Hold on. Thank you. And I also would like to introduce Margaret Power, who is going to give a presentation on her paper that was presented at the Centro Journal.
Bueno, nosotros tenemos la revista aquí. Y de costumbre se vende por $15, pero hoy en la noche para ustedes tienen descuento especial para ustedes. Bueno, José me dijo que tengo que hablar en español, entonces yo les pido disculpas, pero voy a hacer lo mejor que puedo. Bueno, quiero agradecer al comité por haberme invitado a hablar un poquito de mi artículo con ustedes esta noche. También quiero agradecer a la revista Centro y al Centro de Estudios Puertorriqueños por publicar el artículo. El Centro es un lugar extraordinario. Sus archivos son excelentes y el personal es sumamente amable. Escribí el artículo, el título, se me olvida el título, un momentito. Okay. Bueno, está en inglés. From freedom fighters to patriots, the successful campaign to release the FALN political prisoners, 1980 to 1999. Escribí este artículo porque la historia de la campaña es algo importante y única. Y es una historia que no se ha contado. Cuando fueron detenidos los 14 puertorriqueños en los años 80, muchos pensaron que pasarían toda su vida en la cárcel. Y sabemos que eso es justamente lo que esperaban el FBI y algunos sectores del gobierno de los Estados Unidos. El artículo analiza la evolución de la campaña, las estrategias y las tácticas que se utilizaron y por qué pudo generar la amplitud de apoyo necesario para convencer al presidente Clinton de que era políticamente conveniente excarcelarlos en septiembre de 1999. El argumento principal del artículo es el siguiente. La campaña pasó por dos fases diferentes, pero relacionadas entre sí. De 80 hasta 90, la campaña sostuvo que existía un estado de guerra entre Puerto Rico y los Estados Unidos. Definía a los presos como prisioneros de guerra y vinculaba el apoyo a los prisioneros con las Fuerzas Armadas de Liberación Nacional y la lucha armada. De 90 hasta 99 se definió la libertad de los presos como una cuestión fundamentalmente de derechos humanos y se pidió a los puertorriqueños que reconocieran a los prisioneros como parte de la familia y la nación puertorriqueña. Este cambio permitió que la campaña fuese más amplia, más global y exitosa. Alguna gente que han leído el artículo me ha dicho que el artículo pone demasiado hincapié en Chicago, que ignora lo que se hizo, por ejemplo, en Nueva York o en Puerto Rico. Es cierto, solo he contado una parte de la historia, no pretendo haberlo contado todo. Espero que otras personas se animen a completar las partes que faltan y a ofrecer otras interpretaciones. También espero que las lecciones aprendidas y las victorias que se han logrado inspiren a otra gente que lucha por liberar a otros presos políticos. Algunas personas que trabajan, por ejemplo, para obtener la excarcelación de Chelsea, antes conocido como Bradley Manning, ya me han pedido copias del artículo con la esperanza que les dé ideas sobre lo que pueden hacer para lograr la excarcelación de ella. Para terminar, la campaña para la excarcelación de los 14 puertorriqueños detenidos en los años 80 fue un éxito, pero no fue un éxito total. Oscar López sigue encarcelado y tenemos que hacer todo lo posible para que salga ya. Muchas gracias.
José López, would you like to give the closing remarks? I'm just going to take this to make sure.
So we're going to ask all of you who were inducted to come up here, please, because we're going to make obviously a collective photo. So this is a photo opportunity, and we want all of you to come. We have a lot of room on this side. Así que no pueden dejar a Ray solo aquí porque bueno, verdaderamente para nosotros es un honor presentarle, y obviamente para mí un poquito porque me sentí un poco incómodo porque yo quería que yo fui parte de la selección de este proceso. Obviamente me seleccionaron a mí también, pero eso no quiere decir que aquí no hay un montón de personas que se merecen estar en esta foto. Y lo que vamos a hacer, y ya lo llevamos hablando un poco, es que aquí hay que colectar la historia colectiva de este pueblo. Así es que muchos, inclusive que están aquí esta noche, y los que no están, van a ser parte de este proceso en un momento dado. Y eso nos hemos comprometido porque verdaderamente tenemos que escribir esta gran historia. Ustedes aquí, no puedo hablar de todos porque obviamente serían demasiados, pero aquí ustedes pueden ver una muestra de la grandeza de nuestro pueblo. Aquí ustedes pueden ver un compendio de todo lo que somos y de todas nuestras posibilidades. Ahora mismo se seleccionó al reverendo Wilfredo De Jesús como entre los 100 más influyentes personas en el mundo, un hijo de este barrio, de esta comunidad. Y a la diferencia aparte, lo que nos une a nosotros, como planteara el compañero Tony Irizarry, a quien yo tanto admiro y siempre lo he respetado, es que dentro de esa diferencia es que también definimos quiénes somos como pueblo. Y eso es lo que nos hace a nosotros, yo creo, ser tan, podemos apreciar tanto la diversidad. Yo creo que los puertorriqueños son la gente más que mejor entiende la diversidad. Y eso es importante y lo tenemos que celebrar. Yo he planteado varias veces que el futuro de Puerto Rico no lo va a decidir el Partido Independentista Puertorriqueño ni ninguno de los movimientos independentistas. El futuro de Puerto Rico no lo va a definir el Partido Popular Democrático. Y el futuro de Puerto Rico no lo va a decidir el Partido Nuevo Progresista. Lo vamos a decidir todos nosotros, porque tenemos algo en común que queremos conservar y que queremos entrar, obviamente, al siglo XXI y al siglo XXII como puertorriqueños. Esta señora aquí ha sido una de nuestras grandes baluartes en la política. Esta aquí, Hilda Frontany, para que no me malinterpreten, esta Aida Giachello fue seleccionada entre las 25 más, esto está hablando de Time Magazine, como lo hizo para el reverendo de Jesús, pero en el 2005, creo que estoy correcto, ¿verdad? En el 2005 fue seleccionada entre las 25 más influyentes latinos en los Estados Unidos. Esa es la doctora Aida Giachello. Esta compañera aquí, Ada López, fue la primera puertorriqueña, la primera latina en ser electa al nivel del Estado en una posición electiva en todo el estado de Illinois. Este señor aquí atrás, Pablo Medina, ha sido uno de los pioneros políticos y de los movimientos obreros en esta ciudad. Aquel allí, nuestro amigo Rivera, Roberto, es una persona que se forjó en las calles de esta ciudad y que ha sido uno de los baluartes en la política, pero también ha traído a relucir el tema de los veteranos, los Borinqueniers. Rey Rubio ha sido una de las personas más importantes en la radio en esta ciudad, y podríamos escribir libros de los otros talentos de Rey Rubio. Así es que ahí lo tienen también. El compañero Jaime Delgado ha sido una de las personas más verticales en esta ciudad. Se crió de padres puertorriqueños. Él nació en New Jersey, se crió aquí, allá en los Steel Mills, ¿ok? Que vino a trabajar su papá aquí, en esa fábrica de acero. Y por eso, reconociendo a la presencia puertorriqueña en esa fábrica, es que nosotros erigimos esas dos banderas, las dos banderas más grandes del mundo de acero. Y eso obviamente le reconoce la presencia de su familia aquí en Chicago, pero también podríamos decir del trabajo que ha llevado a cabo Jaime en la educación y ahora por muchos años en la área de salud. Este jovencito aquí, para que sepa, yo lo conozco que era casi un bebé. Él viene de una familia extraordinaria. Ulises Sanabria. Yo quisiera que ustedes supieran la historia de Ulises Sanabria. Sin Ulises Sanabria no hubiese televisor. Él fue en el 1920 que desarrolla uno de los mecanismos que hizo la televisión. Fue primo de este joven aquí. Pero su abuelo fue uno de los científicos más importantes. Yo creo que tiene más de 100 invenciones, ¿verdad? Patentes ya. Un boricua. Y estos son boricuas. Ulises Sanabria se establece aquí la familia en el 1903. Imagínense cuántos años llevamos aquí. Así es que esto nos hace a nosotros, también nos trae orgullo. Rey Vázquez. Uno no puedo decir mucho de Rey Vázquez porque primero de todo fue mi estudiante, segundo su hija fue mi estudiante, pero Rey se crió en este barrio, pasó por momentos bien difíciles y fue uno de los primeros puertorriqueños en servir en un gabinete en la ciudad de Chicago, en el gabinete del alcalde Daley, con un presupuesto, su departamento de Human Services, el departamento de Human Services con un presupuesto de casi 300 millones de dólares en ese entonces, pero también el primer puertorriqueño y el primer latino en ocupar una de las posiciones más altas en el YMCA. Rey es un hijo de este barrio. Así es que imagínense lo que nosotros tenemos, imagínense lo que hemos producido y lo que seguimos echando para adelante. Así es que para mí es un honor, obviamente, ser parte de este grupo. Vamos a expandirlo. Le queremos dar las gracias al Centro de Estudios Puertorriqueños, que hacen una labor extraordinaria. Sin esta gente no podríamos verdaderamente preservar nuestra memoria histórica. Queremos de inmediato pedirles a ustedes, porque ya yo sé que es tarde, hay un montón de comida, pero quiero decirles que lo que van a comer esta noche es todo lo que se ha creado, no todo, casi todo lo que se ha creado aquí en Chicago, en los Estados Unidos, por grupos étnicos. El Italian beef no es de Italia, se hizo aquí en Chicago. Lo que llaman Polish sausage no fue creado en Polonia, fue aquí. El jibarito fue creado por Pete, aquí, un jayuyano. Párate, Pete, para que te reconozcan. Y ahí va a haber jibaritos para comer y disfrutar. Tenemos el ajo chino frito, que tampoco es de China. Y van a disfrutar de un montón de otras cositas, incluyendo la pizza de Chicago. Así es que imagínense, si tienen hambre, van a disfrutar. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Ya, podemos